Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again to share another journal with you. This journal here, it's sort of like a traveler's notebook size. I think it's a little bit bigger. I believe it's 4¼ this way and 8½. And honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember what the measurements of an actual traveler's notebook is, but it's pretty similar. So this one, just like the last few that I made, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just I let my creative juices flow, and this is where it took me. So the cover was made with, I believe I just used a piece of cardstock, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was a file folder. I think it was just cardstock. And then I cut out this. This is some pattern paper that I had to make the actual cover. So it has the bird on the front, and then there's a bird on the back right here. So let's make sure I'm in frame. Looks good. And let's get inside. So the front, I also have another piece of pattern paper just to line the inside cover. And I did reinforce the spine with some fabric that you can see there. So on the first page here, I have a little pocket here. This is some vintage, I cut apart a vintage doily. So this is part of it. I cut another one apart, and that's, let me just take this out. That's just another piece of the other vintage doily. Did some layering. And then this is a journaling card that was cut out from the paper pad that I used. And I just made this tag, and I basically just laid strips of different papers. I have coffee dyed paper, vintage music paper, this is vintage book page, just to kind of make it a collage. I did sew all around it, and then it's blank on the back, so you can write in anything you want on the back of it. And then on the back here, this is a pocket. For a second I thought it flipped up, but it's not. It's just a corner pocket. And I just did also some like ripped paper collages. And I have some collage down there. And this is also another cutout from the paper pad that I use. It's blank on the back, so you can also write there. And then this here is one of those little Tim Holtz cut-aparts. Or was it a ephemera piece? I can't remember. Either way, it is Tim Holtz. And then this is just some extra journaling. And here I've sewn on just a piece of random paper that you can journal on. And you could also put something on the back too. So I thought that was kind of fun. You could kind of hide something under there if you wanted. And I did the same thing with this. Because normally you can't really write on this type of page. You could probably put a picture or, you know, stick something on it if you wanted. So I added these just random strips of paper so you could write on it if you wanted to. And then here I just made a little lacy, I don't know what's it called, collage. And I did another little ripped piece of collage paper down here. And this was a cutoff. And I didn't want to waste it, so I included it in the collage. So here we have another pocket. I did make another collaged paper tag. It's blank on the back, and this is a Tim Holtz journaling card. And so those go back into there. Oops. And then up here, we have a little book, and it's just random papers that you can journal on or do whatever you want. And I do a little sticker applique on the front. And this flips down. And then just have some lace up there. Another little cutoff. When I cut down some of the pages that I used, like the music pages, you know, you always get those leftover bits. So that's what I was making, like these types of things and the tags with. Because I'm trying to use, oh, if you can see here, I did another sticker there. I'm trying to use up every piece of paper that I cut. I'm trying to not to waste anything if I can help it, you know. If they're little bits, I want to, you know, put them together on a tag or something, just so I'm like reusing everything that I have. That way it's kind of like I mean, it's a junk journal, but it's also like you're kind of like recycling. You're not throwing it in the trash. Oh, and this one here flips up, and then you can do some extra journaling in there. Yeah, so I don't want to be wasteful. I want to try to use as much as I can. Here's a little flip there. And I did these pockets. I don't know if you can, not the pocket, but the little flip. See how it's a little kind of ripped and broken? That was the top of the paper, actually. And I didn't want to waste the paper, so I turned them into little tucks. And I think it kind of gives it the more like a little vintage look. Here we have a ruler, and this. There's just paper on each side here, so there's plenty of writing room in there. And then this is another one of those little fold outs. And this here, again, I had some papers that I left, pieces that left over. I did a little ripping to them, and then I sewed them on here, so you can actually write on these too if you want. There's a little lace there. And here again, just some random pages that I've stuck on. You can write on those. You can't really write on this, but you could put a little picture or something on if you wanted to. You could put a picture here. And here we have another pocket, and I did, again, some layering with that vintage doily that I cut up. This is a Tim Holtz ephemera piece, sew that on there. And then we have a vintage Rolodex card. And two just cutouts. Oh no, this is a Tim Holtz journaling card. Oops, how does this go in? I think that's how I had it. And on the back, here's a tall tag. And another little ripped collaged paper card. And this poor butterfly, when it came, it was kind of like missing the bottom part here, but who cares, you know? I put it on as just a little embellishment piece, and I think it's just fine. And we have another little corner tuck here with these are cutouts from the paper pad, and this, you can actually tuck something in here if you wanted to keep it handy. But plenty of places to journal if you'd like to journal on that. And then the middle of the signature is completely blank. Here I've done a little more of the ripped paper journaling spots. And another little flip up here with the little ripped edges, and I actually really like it because it's ripped, but it's sort of curled at the end, and it gives it kind of a vintage look. And then these are just some, these if you want you can put them down somewhere and make your own tuck spots, or you know, you can just write on the back of them, whatever you like. There's no rules in junk journaling. Another little pocket up here. This, I believe, oh yeah, it's a tally card. And look it was actually used at one point because if you, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but somebody in pencil had written in their scores, and it looks like it was Ginny. I see a name here. She got 960, and then it was erased. So, I mean, this is vintage, and then it's kind of really vintage because somebody wrote it, which is really neat. Okay, and another little ripped paper collage here. That is also a piece of vintage doily. And here also, I sewed on some writing pages here, guest check, and then of course you can put something on the bottom if you'd like to. I ran some trim here. This is not vintage, this is just some lace that I had in my stash. And then there's two little journaling spots there. And did a little collage down there. And I don't know if you can see this at the very bottom here. And I don't know how the lighting is, so hopefully you can see it. It says, "Sing to the tune of the birds." I put that in there because, you know, I believe I called this Songbird, so I like this little part down there. And in the top here we have another kind of collaged ripped paper blank on the back. Oh no, it's not a book. And then this little piece, I can go right in here. This would actually make a good tuck spot if you wanted to add it somewhere as a tuck spot. I put another little sticker on that page there. This is a little flip so you can write underneath. Did a little collaging there, paper collaging. So we have a tag here, and these are just little cards that you could write in or do whatever you want with. You could actually, if you wanted to, take this, if you glued it down on a page, you'd have the pocket here, and then if you only glued this side and this side, you could stick something behind there and make your own tuck spot. So that'd be kind of neat too. And this, I just randomly made this pocket, but then I ended up sewing it in. So it's kind of like a flappy pocket. I put some vintage book page there, and then two tiny little Tim Holtz ephemera pieces. Here's another piece of the vintage doily, and this is one of the cutoffs that of course I didn't want to waste, but I kind of like how that looks, and I like that I'm kind of recycling maybe little bits of pieces of paper that normally in the past I might have, you know, thrown away, but I like the fact that I can, you know, put it back in the journal. Like here, I had a couple little pieces, and you know, I just tore them up a little bit, and kind of looks like a decoration. So here, here's another one of the envelopes with the cards in it. Another vintage tally, and this is not used. This one is new, and a Tim Holtz card. And then this also flips up for some journaling on the inside, or, you know, you could put secret pictures in there, whatever you want. And that is the last, and blank on the back as well. So this one is called Songbird, and it will be available in my Etsy. I'll leave the link to this journal in the description box below. And as always, thank you so much for watching and taking the time to leave your comments. I love reading them. I do my best to reply, but I definitely read every single one of them. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.